Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you in the seventh inning of a currently 8-2 ball game between the Texas Rangers and the Detroit Tigers, with the good guys leading. Got Sean Armstrong warming up. Hobie Milner, the GOAT, pitching right now. Dude has just been nails this year. I love everything about what we've gotten from Hobie Milner this season. There's a lot of good things to talk about on the show today. A lot of good things to talk about as Hobie Milner gets a swing and a miss on Spencer Torkelson. 2-2 count here, bottom of the seventh inning. Great game. Corey Seager, Joc Pederson, first home run as a Texas Ranger. Wyatt Langford on base multiple times today. Josh Smith with the leadoff home run. Tons of good stuff to talk about today. It's one of the good days, one of the nice days to come on and do one of these lives. Seriously. We're going to get into everything here in just a little bit. Appreciate y'all hanging out. We're going to bring you the rest of this game, give you our commentary as we finish out the seventh, the eighth, and the ninth innings. Thanks for hanging with us. Y'all know the drill, though. First of all, here Right on Rangers, we cover everything sports as Hobie Milner strikes out Spencer Torkelson looking. But we put a big emphasis on all the teams we love from the great state of Texas, including the Rangers, and especially the Rangers during MLB season. Thank you for choosing Right on Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. Filthy backdoor curveball, slider, sweeper is what we'll call it, from Hobie Milner to Spencer Torkelson on the outside corner. McKinstry up right now, one out, nobody on. Hobie Milner, by the way, 2.08 ERA on the season. McKinstry's going to serve a line drive out in the center field, so Tigers will have a man on right now. Milner, 2.08 ERA. I mean, he's being asked to go multiple innings here, but only one base runner so far in an inning and a third pitched. I definitely feel like CY has cornered the market on finding guys on the cheap that can end up being really solid contributors. He did it last year. He did it again this year. It makes sense, being that he has the acumen that he does and the experience that he does as a former major leaguer. I definitely felt pretty comfortable, honestly, with who CY signed. I still would have loved to have seen a closer, but I loved what we got last year out of guys like Robertson and Yates. I think that most Rangers fans, when they saw those signings, thought, okay, but I don't think anybody expected what we really got out of them last year. And so kind of similarly this year with some of the guys that CY signed, you know, guys like Chris Martin, guys like Hobie Milner, Sean Armstrong, you kind of felt like CY probably had something up his sleeve, but nevertheless, you looked at some of the stats on these guys and it wasn't anything pretty. Hobie Milner, though, he gets another guy looking here, man. He got Sweeney on a fastball on the outside corner. So 2 strikeouts looking this inning for Hobie Milner. Yeah, right there, 88 miles an hour. Shing, right on the outside corner. Beautiful. I mean, dude just painted that. Jonah Heim was set up perfectly outside corner. Dude literally just hit the glove perfectly. I don't think Jonah Heim even had to move on that one. Bochy is taking the ball from Hobie, though, and we are going to have Sean Armstrong in the game, presumably to face the righty coming up. I think it is Nido, the catcher, however you say his name. 730 OPS, 355 batting average. Okay. Shoot. Man, we'll see what happens the rest of this one. Feel pretty comfortable with the 6-run lead, though. Hobie Milner, great outing from him. The final line for Hobie is going to be inning in 2/3 with 1 hit. Still to be determined if he's going to get an earned run. Hopefully Armstrong can strand the runner on first base. 2 strikeouts for Hobie, ERA down to 2.04 as of now. Pitching's been really, really solid. Right now, the name of the game is consistency. It's consistency. Josh, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, Josh, I'm with you. Well, I wish we could be consistent with the bats. I really do. Milner's doing great, John. 100%. Jimmy, what's good? If you're still hanging out, thank you for hanging out, man. Appreciate you. I'm sure we'll get some more people coming in as the game goes on. The pitching has been excellent. pitching has never really been an issue. It really hasn't. I mean, the pitching has been solid almost the entire year. I think that you absolutely have to give credit to Chris Young, to Fenstermaker, Figueroa, all those guys in the front office for putting together a really quality pitching staff. Now it's just, can we get the bats consistent? Can we get the bats doing, not even this every day, can we just get 4 or 5 runs minimum a game? I mean, look, at some point, the consistency's got to start being there. It's got to start being there. And it looks like Armstrong is going to get out of this one. Little roll over to Josh Young at third base, fires to first, and the inning comes to a close. We're on to the 8th. Let's go. 8th inning is upon us. Rangers are going to have, it looks like, Garcia, Carter, and Jonah Heim coming up next. Garcia, Carter, Jonah Heim. Maybe I got that one. Actually, Evan Carter, Jonah Heim, Josh Young. That's right. Doley got out to end the last inning. It really does. Stunna, appreciate it. Stunna 940. What's good, man? I've said this a lot with Corey Seager and the injuries. It really sucks that this Rangers team is so Seager dependent. It's such a contrast. Seager out of the lineup, Seager in the lineup. And I know maybe some of y'all are sitting there saying like, well, duh, he's one of the best hitters in baseball. Of course he is. But you'd like to be able to comfortably give him a rest and not have your offense look like complete dog crap. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. You'd like to be able to feel good about giving him a day and your lineup doesn't get shut out. I mean, that's what happens. It feels like every time Corey Seager's not in the ball game. I would love if the Rangers could really be competitive and feel comfortable giving him some rest. I mean, I really wouldn't mind Corey Seager's, 1 day a week needing off. But I think when you've got an offense that just has shown itself to not be able to produce without him, it's just hurtful. When you don't see Seager's name in the lineup, you instantly lose confidence. And you just wish that that wasn't the case. Sam Haggerty, by the way, is going to replace Evan Carter here. Evan Carter, first home run of the season. That thing was a freaking laser. I don't know if y'all saw that Evan Carter home run. I mean, he went down and got it, and that thing felt like that launch angle was hardly anything at all. That was just a laser out of the stadium, man. Evan Carter, shoot, dude. Let's see the stats. 111 off the bat on Evan Carter's home run. Hello. So Haggerty up right now. I was, you guys know from all the different series we do, we had the Mariners series last weekend, right? And I've become friends with some Mariners fans just throughout the couple of years I've been doing this. And we were going back and forth, just talking about how the Rangers and the Mariners kind of traded outfielders. Haggerty actually played for the Mariners the past few seasons. And the Mariners, of course, acquire Leody Taveras. Apparently, one of my friends, Big Game James, I don't know if you're hanging out, but he DM'd me and he basically said in Seattle he was known as Swaggerty. Apparently, he was a fan favorite with the ladies. So Sam Swaggerty. I feel like we need to refer to him as that moving on. It'd be even sicker if he hit like a bomb right now. Swaggerty, baby. Let's go. Hey, got the single, RBI single off Scooble last night. Not an easy feat. Not an easy feat. I'm willing to see what Haggerty's got. I'm willing to see what he's got. I know that I think 1 for 4. And at this point, you just watched him get on base, right, with a single, a sharp line drive. Swaggerty, baby. Line drive to left field, 103 off the bat. Sam Swaggerty. Let's go. Hey, you got to have fun on days like this. Am I right? We have had enough tough shows going live during losses. I'm ready to have a little fun with this one. So we got Jonah Heim up right now. Brebbia is coming in the ball game, replacing Tyler Holton. Heim is going to bat. 0 for 3 is Jonah Heim. One of the few Rangers without a hit today. Wyatt Langford, Marcus Semien, Adolis Garcia, Jonah Heim. At least Wyatt has been on base a couple of times with a walk, 2 walks actually. But Jonah Heim still looking for his first hit on the day. See if the Rangers can tack on here. But please, save some runs for tomorrow. Am I right? Save some runs for tomorrow. I mean, this is how it goes, right? We score 8 runs, and then, or in the case against Oakland a couple weeks ago, we score 15 runs, and then the next day you can barely score 1 or 2. Save some runs for tomorrow, please. Please. Let's keep going here. I'm gonna scroll back. Bats helping deGrom tonight, 100%. I'm curious of the leash for Adolis. Philip, hey, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. I wonder, too, what it is for Adolis. I mean, look, he did have a nice sac fly today in a moment where I really did expect him to get a little bit out of body and just swing for the fences, and he was able to come through with the sac fly. I kind of thought to myself, progress, right? Progress. But 221 average, 654 OPS. It's not great right now for Adolis. It's not great. And I think that there is going to be a little bit of a longer leash for him just because of what he has done for this franchise. The sentimental value, I think, is there for a lot of these guys. I think that quite a few of these Rangers players are getting a little bit of a longer leash. I mean, some of the guys you're going to give a long leash to just because of the nature of their contract. But Adolis Garcia, I do think, is probably one of the next guys. Like, if you're going to see somebody else get demoted, if you're going to see somebody else potentially get traded or DFA'd, you wonder if it is going to be Adolis. And I think that at this point, you're taking it day by day. You're taking it week by week. I think we all want to see Adolis Garcia succeed. That's what I think some fans get a little twisted when they watch my reels and my videos and things of that nature. Like, we're not ever cheering for people to fail on a Texas Rangers team. Anybody wearing the Texas Rangers uniform, we want to see do well. But we call it like we see it. This isn't an echo chamber for Rangers optimism. It doesn't matter what's going on. We're going to be positive and, sugarcoat everything. That's not the kind of show I've ever wanted to do. Part of being a fan is calling it like it is when it's not going great, celebrating and being elated when it's going amazingly. It's a balance, right? And we don't want to see Adolis lose a job, get demoted, get DFA'd. But I do fear that he is probably next on the list. I don't know that you can do much with Joc Pederson. And why would you want to? He's been one of the Rangers' better hitters of late. So I do think that we can take our foot off the gas of the Joc Pederson slander a little bit. Marcus Semien is a tough one, but because of Marcus Semien's contract, I don't think that you are going to see them do much with Marcus Semien. And I know that's much to the chagrin of a lot of Rangers fans, but what can you do with Marcus right now? You're paying him way too much money to do anything drastic with him beyond moving him down in the lineup. I mean, maybe you could make an argument he doesn't need to be hitting 5th right now, but I just don't know that there's a lot to do with Marcus Semien. But I do think Adolis Garcia and Marcus Semien are really hurting the club at this point. Wild pitch, by the way. So we're going to get Swaggerty down to second base. And we'll have, let's see, Josh Young up to bat currently. Sorry, y'all. Get to talking, lose the play-by-play, but it's all good. So, as I was saying, those two guys, probably the two that you have circled right now as guys that are struggling, that you would love to see turn it around. I like what I'm seeing from Evan Carter. I'm glad that he had the home run today and appears to look good against righties at this point. But it feels like Adolis might be next on the chopping block. It does. deGrom was dominant. Total deGromination tonight. Josh Young called out on strikes, by the way. So 2 outs now and an opportunity for Josh H. Smith to get the job done. We'll see what happens. See if they can tack on, make this a 9-2 ball game. I'll take any lead I can at this point. Hey, appreciate the sub. Thank you so much. Hey, if you are not following, you're not subscribed yet to the channel, would appreciate it. You like what you're seeing so far. We just hang out and talk ball. Mainly Rangers baseball, right? But a little bit of everything at some point or another. Gio, what's good, man? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. First home run for Joc Pederson. You love to see it. That was a no-doubter as Joc was jogging out the batter's box. He knew he got that one. That had to feel good, man, for Joc Pederson. Just had to feel good. Love it. Love it. Josh Smith is going to ground one foul here. And it's quickly 0-2. 2 outs, top of the 8th inning. Rangers up 8-2. We keep going here. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Why are they not giving Evan the chance to figure it out against lefties? I think if you press them on it, the Rangers would probably say that yesterday was just a routine day off for Evan Carter. Little chopper up the middle here, and Josh Smith is going to be retired. So Rangers scoreless in the top of the 8th, headed to the bottom of the 8th at this point. And we've got 6 more outs to get to even up this series. And hopefully tomorrow with Evo on the mound, go for the series win. Gary, yes, sir. Thanks for hanging out, bud. Good to see you. It is a week's worth of runs tonight. That was the comment. Save some for tomorrow, please. Josh says if we get a better DH, it could turn things around. I would submit if Joc Pederson starts hitting like this, like he's done of late, we could turn things around. I really do feel like if Joc starts hitting, it's going to make a huge difference in the lineup. And he has started to hit. What's happened, though, is, you get Joc Pederson hitting, and then, Corey Seager's out a game. And it's just like we haven't had that many games with the entire lineup out in front, with the entire, A-plus lineup together. And it feels like when we get into a groove, somebody's got to sit. Like tomorrow, the vibe has been and feels like tomorrow we're going to have somebody sitting, right? Wyatt Langford's going to sit. Josh Smith is going to sit. It's like somebody's going to sit tomorrow. And you really just wish that Boch would have everybody play. I know it's a brutal stretch, like 26 games in 27 days. But that's just kind of what's been going on. And I know a lot of Rangers fans have been frustrated with Bruce Bochy, myself included at times. And I put out a Bruce Bochy video today. I'll talk about that in a second. I do wish that we could just try and get a few games without somebody having to sit for maintenance reasons. Can we just get a full series where everybody plays and we don't have to have a day off here or there? I would love that. It just feels like every time we get into a groove, somebody's got to take the day off the next day. And I really would love to see Boch trot out the same lineup, assuming, I don't know if we're facing a righty or a lefty tomorrow, but I would love for Boch to just go ahead and send out the same guys. You don't need to rest anybody. Have everybody play tomorrow. And look, on Monday against the Rockies, I'm not trying to disrespect Colorado. I don't think you can take anybody for granted in this league. But if you need to get somebody a game, let them get a game against Colorado, not against one of the best teams in the American League in the Detroit Tigers, with Evo on the bump. That would be my strong preference. Day off, wait till the Colorado series. Keep going. Osuna next to bring up. Well, Gary, I was actually kind of confused. I really thought Osuna was going to get that 40-man spot that Haggerty took, and I thought he would be promoted to AAA. That hasn't happened yet. So I don't know. I would imagine that he probably is going to be one of the next thoughts. This strike zone has been terrible tonight, has it not? What an ugly strike zone. Armstrong just got squeezed again. This has been a bad night. I think it's the guy's last name is Fletcher behind the plate. deGrom was giving it to him. Did y'all see deGrom getting fired up? And deGrom, of course, knew that he was done. He knew when he walked, I think it was Green, he absolutely knew that it was done at that point. He was coming out of the game, but he was barking on that last walk that he had before exiting. He had 2 strike calls taken away from him, did deGrom, in his last batter of the game. And he let Fletcher, home plate umpire, know about it. I cannot wait to see the umpire auditor scorecard on this. I don't know if y'all follow Umpire Auditor. I love it, but I'm a baseball nerd, so I love little things like that. Checking out how the umpires, what the percentages were getting to know some of the elite umpires in the game and which ones aren't so good. Man, the one, maybe it's just an off game. I don't know what Fletcher's stats are on the year in terms of accuracy, but Jonah Heim is frustrated too. Jonah Heim does that thing where he holds and you can just see he looks down. He's frustrated, man. I've said it so many times. I really don't understand how these guys don't have access in game, immediate feedback of how they're calling games. And, man, Swaggerty not able to get to that one, man. He needed not take a good angle. He kind of sold out on making the play and wasn't able to get there, wasn't able to track it down, and goes all the way to the fence. That's really, really unfortunate, man. He had 2 pitches in that at bat. I mean, he threw 4 strikes, and 2 of them got called as balls. It really probably is not going to matter in the grand scheme of this game with the Rangers up 6, but this is what's been going on all game long, man. All game long. So we'll see what the umpire auditor scorecard says on this guy. I just don't even understand. How do you not have in-game feedback? Dude, you're literally calling strikes that are 2 feet below the zone. And whatever, I just made that up. Feels like it on a few of these calls, man. And it has just been inconsistent, right? It's not even like it's consistently bad. It's like it's inconsistently bad. One pitch, it's like right on the black. You're calling it a ball. And then this guy has called strikes probably 6 inches below the zone. It's been just inconsistently bad today. We keep going. Let's get Rafael Devers. Yeah, Gary, I am a little surprised he didn't get kicked out of the game too, but I think both of them knew he was going out. So, yeah. I thought he was maybe going to get kicked. Jonah was trying to get his piece in as well. I don't think we're going to go get Rafael Devers though, y'all. Why do we want Rafael Devers? Rafael Devers feels like a diva to me. I think I'll stay away from that contract. I really don't care how good of a hitter he is. I think I'm going to go ahead and stay away from Rafael Devers. That's just me. I'd rather have Alejandro Osuna up than Rafael Devers, like at this point. By the way, Tigers are going to make it 8-3 here. Armstrong gives up a run. Keith up to bat at this point. We had a little ground out. So productive out, right? So base is empty right now. 8-3. Keith up. Strike 1 called. Umps are driving me crazy too, JJ. I was hoping Harris would have a good run with the big league club. Again, I don't really feel like they gave Harris a super fair shake. I know that he had kind of a weak stretch where he wasn't doing so hot, but I really don't feel like the Rangers do a great job giving some of these prospects time to bloom and really get into a groove. I feel like it's very herky-jerky. You know, Dustin Harris did not get a fair shake in his time up. I mean, he got a few starts here and there, but they were giving Leote starts, right? That's what frustrated me to no end. How are you going to give Leote starts? You DFA him like a week later, and you make Dustin Harris sit the bench. I just didn't get that at all. Like, you could have made the decision on Leote probably 3 weeks ago and just let Dustin Harris take all of his starts. Makes really little to no sense to me that they did not let Dustin Harris just have all the center field starts until Evan Carter came back up. Clearly, when Evan Carter gets called back up to the big leagues, Dustin Harris is going to cede reps 100%. But when Evan Carter was still down in AAA, I just don't get at all why Leote continued to get starts over him. And then he gets sent down. I did not love that whole entire sequence with Dustin Harris. I would really like to see them give him a legitimate shot. Look, if Adolis, we're talking about Adolis, if he cannot continue to get better and make improvements, Dustin Harris might be a guy. Great play by Duran. Great leaping stab on a line drive. Look, Dustin Harris might be the guy that comes up and maybe you try him for an extended period with Adolis struggling. I don't know how long Haggerty is going to be sticking or not. I know he's had a nice little start, nice little 2-game start to his Rangers career. But 31 years old, Haggerty is. I can't imagine that he's going to take a ton of priority over some of the younger guys. But at this point, the Rangers are desperate for hits, for hitters, for offense. So who knows? But I don't think they gave Dustin Harris a super fair shake. Didn't even have the heart to watch tonight. Sam, you're missing a good one, brother. Missing a good one. Jacob deGrom was filthy. Rangers are up 8-3. You might want to turn it on, man. I would love for them to string together 6 to 8 games with this lineup, right? I think those of y'all that are just coming in, you might have heard me talking about it. Like, I just want to see consistency, like production-wise, but also lineup-wise. Like, let's let this ride, man. Don't bench somebody tomorrow. Like, that's been the most frustrating thing is, like, we have one of these games, and then the very next day, you're giving somebody the day off. And I understand it to an extent. Tomorrow is not the day to give days off, man. Tomorrow, you want to win a series. You've lost however many series in a row. How many series have we lost in a row? Isn't it like 6 or 7? Like, you want to get a series win tomorrow. I will be frustrated if you've got guys that are benched tomorrow for the sake of a rest day when you've got a series with Colorado coming up on Monday. And no disrespect to Colorado, I don't think that they're going to just roll over. Rangers are going to have to earn those wins back in Arlington against the Rockies. But, I mean, let's just be real. Who would you rather see us bench players against? The best team or one of the best teams in the AL or the Rockies? It's kind of a no-brainer to me. If you need to give guys day off, Monday would be a great day. For the series opener against the Rockies, give Corey Seager or whoever needs a day off on Monday the day off. I just get tired of the benching of players right after we have a good game like this. He did, Gary, that's true. He went from never changing to like there's a new lineup every day. I think he's got to settle. I know he's mad scientist mode right now. Bochy is just pushing as many buttons as possible, trying to get this thing started. This lineup is great. I like this lineup a lot. I mean, there are guys like Marcus Semien and Adolis Garcia that are still struggling, but I like what they've got in this righty lineup that they threw out there tonight. Jake Berger, by the way, most likely coming back on Monday when he's able to return. The reports on TV, all indicators, he's going to be back on Monday for the Rockies series. I said it to y'all a night or two ago. I don't know where Jake Berger fits in the righty lineup. I think he's got an obvious fit against lefty starters. I don't know where Jake Berger fits in a right-handed lineup. Wyatt Langford's going to take his third walk of the game right here, by the way. And so Ezekiel Duran is going to come up. Corey Seager was subbed out. Look, so you subbed Corey Seager out. I would love to see him back in the lineup tomorrow. I know he already got the day off on Friday night. You'd imagine he's not going to get the day off tomorrow. I would really, really like to see Rangers put out this same exact lineup, assuming righty starter tomorrow from Detroit. Here's Zeke. He's going to take a fastball painted bottom of the zone, kind of on the outer half as well. And Zeke, by the way, tonight, no at-bats so far, but he has yet to get a hit on the Major League season. They're showing his AAA stats. Zeke was hitting .345 in AAA. He's going to take a fastball right down the pipe here, quickly down 0-2. You'd love to see a guy like Zeke Duran start hitting well at the Major League level. I don't think he's got a clear path to playing time by any means, but just nice to have a guy like him coming off the bench for depth. You know, if you got to bench somebody or you got to rest somebody, he's a reliable bat. Looks like we're going to get a fielder's choice here. I don't know if they're going to give Zeke a hit on this. Wyatt Langford, what a play, man. Just hustling all the way down to second. Shortstop kind of let that ball travel a little bit too much. He probably should have gone out and got that a little bit more, kind of waited back on a slowly hit ground ball, tried to go two with the speedy Wyatt Langford. And yeah, that didn't work out great. So Wyatt safe at second, no throw to first. Looks like they're giving a fielder's choice on that, not giving Zeke Duran a base knock there. So Marcus Semien is going to come up. Simi is 0 for 2 with 2 walks, 173 average, 482 OPS. Only thing from today's game that worries me is can't completely rely on the home run ball. Philip, fair point. Really, really fair point. I do think they had a game, I forget when. Was it one of the games? Was it the Seattle game where we scored 8? Or was it the Boston game where we scored 6, where it was like no home runs? Today, obviously a big home run day, but I do hope that they continue to hit well with runners in scoring position without needing the long ball. This team is and has been known to be very, very dependent on hitting the ball out of the ballpark. Obviously, it's fun. It's great. We love it. Corey Seager with 2 blasts on the day. Josh Smith going yard. Joc Pederson going yard. Evan Carter going yard. You love it. But you just hope the Rangers don't become too dependent on it. Joseph, that Joc home run tonight, no doubter. Looked like just a lot of relief. Kind of like you remember in the 2023 postseason when Nate Lowe finally hit that home run after slumping badly. And you just saw Nate Lowe like hit the home run just, yes. Like it kind of felt like that a little bit when Joc Pederson hit that home run. And I really hope it unlocks Joc Pederson. He already was getting to that unlocked mode. So I definitely feel like Joc is on the upward trajectory. I do. I think we got to stop using Joc as a punching bag. I think most Rangers fans have moved on from that, but I think we got to stop using Joc as a punching bag. He's been one of the Rangers' better hitters over the past few weeks. Marcus Semien, by the way, hard ground ball up the middle. Detroit defense kind of kicks it around a little bit. They're going to give him a single, RBI single. Duran's going to advance all the way to third from first. Dolly ground ball, see if they can turn. They got one. Looks like Marcus is going to be out at second base, but Zeke Duran scores. It's a 10-3 ball game. Look, I got to give it to Adolis. It's a productive out. You're not trying to do too much. You're putting the ball in play. He's had 2 at-bats like that tonight, so I know it's not going to show up great in the box score, but I got to give him credit. He could have easily whiffed there and could have done the same thing when we had bases loaded earlier in the game. You're putting the ball in play. You're driving in runs. You're having productive outs. I like it. I'm here for it. Keep going. Tomorrow's starter for Detroit is Reese Olson. Okay. Thank you for that info. Lefty starter. Don't know all these players by name. Don't know their baseball card, lefty, righty, all that stuff. But I'm assuming. Oh, he's a righty? Okay. That makes me feel better. That makes me feel a lot better. Olson tomorrow, 4-2, 3.03 ERA. We'll talk about the pitching preview, the pitching matchup here in a little bit. But I think at this point, this lineup, this exact lineup tonight should be back out there tomorrow. Zero reason to bench anybody, tweak anything. Just put this same lineup back out there tomorrow. Please. Take a day off against the Rockies. You do not need to take a day off tomorrow. Haggerty up right now. 10-3, 0-2, 2 outs. Strike 3. Rangers go to the bottom of the ninth. 10-3 game. Wonder who will close this one out. But hopefully the Rangers can end this one with a dub. Go for a series win tomorrow. Evo, John. Evo is going to be starting tomorrow. Evo will be trying to go for that series win. Good guy to have on the bump. Great guy to have on the bump. Drop Semien and Garcia in the order. Semien actually hadn't had a bad game tonight. 1 for 3 with 2 walks. I think you could probably stand to move Adolis Garcia and Marcus Semien, maybe 1 or 2 spots here or there, but I just don't know. Evan Carter, I think, is probably in a good place down in the bottom 3. I don't know how much better you're going to get moving Josh Young up. Josh Young 1 for 4 on the night. I don't know, y'all. I really do feel like this is a decent lineup right now. I don't think you're really going to get that much better moving up anybody else. I mean, Evan Carter, I think if you move him up, okay, it feels like a little bit of an overreaction. I think Evan Carter is going to be great down at the bottom of the order to have, inject a little bit of life into that bottom half. I mean, again, you could maybe make the argument to move Simeon and Dolly down a spot to 6-7 and maybe Evan Carter or Josh Young in the 5-hole, but I can't say I feel like that's what's going to unlock this lineup. I feel like this lineup right now, pretty solid. Josh Smith is on fire right now. JK, that might actually be a good point. The point, by the way, for all y'all watching on YouTube, the comment was, don't bat them back to back. And I do think that is a valuable point there. Could we maybe stagger them a little bit? Could you have Marcus hitting 5th, Dolly hitting 7th, maybe Sandwich and Evan Carter goes in the middle there, something like that. I would say that probably would make more sense to me. I don't know if they're going to do it, but I think that is a fair point. Berger should be back up on Monday. All reports are he's going to rejoin when the Rangers get back to Arlington on Monday to face Colorado. Luke Jackson, man, I feel like have we seen Luke Jackson in the past week? I feel like Luke Jackson, like, totally disappeared for a week. Like, man, it's been a while. He's going to finish out this ball game, though, so let's see how this goes. Let's see how this one goes, y'all. So far, so good. 0-2 count. Man. 6 ERA. I did not realize it had ballooned that much. Griff, what's good, buddy? Thanks for hanging out. I don't know if you're still here or not, but appreciate you. Gio, thank you. Rangers have lost 6 straight series. That's what I'm saying. Like, go for the win tomorrow, please. Go for the win. Don't bench anybody. Bench somebody. Give them the day off that they need against the Rockies. Like, seriously. Don't bench starters tomorrow against the best team in baseball when you're trying to win a series. I don't know. If it's that bad that nobody can tough it out, or some of these guys can't tough it out tomorrow, but they can play on Monday, I don't know. Like, at what point do you say, put some ice on the boo-boo and get in the game? Like, I don't know. If you just needed 24 hours, it feels to me like you probably could have played. I really find it hard to believe that one game off is going to be the difference between ending up on the IL and staying off of it. I really find it hard to believe. So I think that there's something to be said about maintenance, but at the same time, y'all, I do feel like some of these players that we got to pull up the big boy pants and tough it out sometimes, especially with some of these series where you have an opportunity to win one on the road with your arguably, Jacob deGrom, I think most of us would say is, wide lens, better pitcher than Evo. It's probably close. Evo, of course, has had a lot of postseason success, but look, Jacob deGrom, Nate Eovaldi, they're both high up there at this point. You got Evo on the bump, go all out. Win a series. Luke Jackson, by the way, laboring in this AB against Malloy. 8th pitch upcoming right now for Luke. Bo, I'm with you. I don't know, Bo, if you've been hanging out when we made the Davis Wenzel comps, the Justin Foscue comps. It just feels very similar. Just feels like he's gotten off to a slow start. He hasn't gotten that first big league hit yet, and it's just kind of starting to spiral a little bit here. I got to turn on the sound here. See what's going on here. Boch is getting fired up.
On the pitch timers, if the technology doesn't work, then you need to give him a little leeway. But the violation makes it a full count.
Fletch behind the dish, man. The home plate umpire, he is having a doozy of a game, man. So basically, there was a malfunction with PitchCom. Jonah Heim, Luke Jackson were having a tough time getting on the same page. And usually in that case, you are supposed to, as an umpire, give a little bit of grace. And so instead, this home plate umpire decides to give the Rangers, to give Luke Jackson the automatic ball call because he violated the pitch clock. So Luke Jackson's frustrated. Boch was hot. Jonah Heim has been frustrated all night with the home plate umpire. But we got a double play ball here, and that is going to clear that up. 2 outs now. So good to see that come back around, man. Right, pitch or two after a really tough sequence, thanks to the home plate umpire. Rangers get the double play ball. Tigers are down to their last out here. This home plate umpire has been having a day, man. Look, I hate talking about the umps too much. I really do. But this guy's just digging his heels in, man. You've been terrible. You've had a crap game calling it behind the plate all night long. And now you're doing stuff like this. You know, there's a clear issue with the pitch comm, with the technology, and, you know, you're calling pitch violations on guys. Yeah, just trying to make it an ump show, man. Yeah, no good. Former Ranger Andy Ibanez. Yes, sir. Good to see Andy Ibanez grounding out there. Look, if he wasn't playing the Rangers, I wish all former Rangers all the best. But, yeah, I'll take the ground ball double play there. Bo, yesterday's umpire was bad too. I do think that Krim is going to go back down for Berger. I cannot see Blaine Krim ending up sticking around. I think it'll be a clean swap, Berger for Krim. Hopefully Krim can get back in a groove in AAA. He was having a really good AAA start. I hope he can go back and find it. I'm sure he'll be able to, but I imagine it's going to be Berger for Krim. McKinstry's going to walk here. Luke Jackson is frustrated, man. He is frustrated. I want to see him calm down a little bit. I get it, but you got the double play. You're walking. You know, you're throwing a lot of pitches. He's really laboring this inning. I just want to see him just chill out, man. Just get this final out. You want to see Luke Jackson get back on track here. Come on now. I really do too, JK. I think that CY is going to be in the business looking for a closer, looking for a guy that can be a lockdown in the 9th inning. I think at the trade deadline, assuming that the Rangers are around 500 or better at the trade deadline, I think you're going to see CY be a buyer and go out and get some pieces. I think the Rangers need a bat. I think the Rangers need a closer. I think you need to get those two things. And maybe in the process, the Rangers make some deals. You know, maybe you trade a guy like John Gray, right, who has a $13 million contract. Somebody maybe wants to get a guy like that. I don't know. Not sure what they're going to have to do to make everything work, but they got to go out and get a bat. I just don't think you can count on this offense. You've seen it happen enough where the offense has looked great one day, not great another. I really want to see them go get some insurance for this offense and get a bat. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for all the comments. If I missed something, fire it away. I'm going to try and lock in a little bit more on the TikTok chat. If I missed your comment, you still hanging out, drop it for me one more time. That way it's there. Sam says, y'all can't see this on TikTok. Trade for Gallo as our new closer. That would be pretty funny, like in a good way. And by the way, Rangers win this ball game. Trey Sweeney called out on strikes. Love to see it. Love to see it. I like Texas. Ain't it fine here? Let's go. Good win tonight, y'all. Painted on the bottom half of the zone. Man, Rangers get a 10-3 win. It's not every day the Rangers score double-digit runs. It is not every day that happens. Love it. Got to enjoy this one, guys. Got to enjoy this one. Pat Green time. Yes, sir. I'm glad you caught it. Yes, sir. Give me a baseball player to make an edit of. Josh H. Smith, please. Josh H. Smith. Tag me in the edit, please. That would be sick. A Josh H. Smith edit. I would love to see that. Hello, win column. Yes, sir, Brad. This would be a great series win. There's really no excuse for tomorrow. I mean, I know Olsen has had a good year so far. You got Evo on the bump. I know I've said it a million times during the show. Please don't bench anybody tomorrow. Please run out this exact lineup tomorrow. Everybody. Nobody getting the day off. You've got the Rockies coming up. If you've got to bench somebody to give them a day off so their boo-boos can get better, please let it be against the Rockies. Let us win this series. Give us a chance. It does not go well when we bench starters. We bench Langford. We bench Smith. It just doesn't go well. I wish that it went better when we had somebody go out, but I really want to see Boch just trot out this same exact lineup, man. JK, yes, sir. Buy and sell. I think you've got to think about selling some of the pitching. You've got Gray on an expiring contract. I really like John Gray, and I think he could be valuable in the bullpen. We'll see. Y'all remember, there was talk that John Gray might be a closer. Do you guys remember that? For like a hot second, they were kind of throwing around and asking John Gray, what do you think about maybe being a closer? I don't know. I still say if you want to go out and acquire a big name at the deadline, you're going to have to clear some salary. And John Gray making $13 million a year, it feels like just a super obvious target. Like if you want to clear up some salary to go out and get a guy like Marcell Ozuna, who's making $16.5 million, you've got to trade Gray's $13 million. And that way you can get a little bit closer to not going over that luxury tax by going out and getting a big name. We'll see what they decide to do. I'm very, very curious. Is Kumar Rocker coming back soon? I don't know if he got rushed to the big leagues, Joseph, but I do think that Kumar Rocker is probably going to be the first guy down whenever John Gray and Cody Bradford are ready. So my thought would actually be, maybe when he gets better, you send him down to AAA and just let him get his feet underneath him again. And you just let him kind of get into a groove and a rhythm. I don't think that John Gray and Cody Bradford are particularly close. I think they're going to be back in June, so they might have to have Rocker back up again. But I ideally would have Rocker in AAA right now. I just don't know if the Rangers have anybody else that can really fill that spot consistently. So we'll see what happens with Rocker. I do think that he'll probably hang around until Gray and Bradford are back. Zach, what's good, man? Philip, totally with you. Like, I do think 19 and 21 right now, the trade deadline isn't for a while. I think you have got to be either in a playoff spot currently or within a few games of a playoff spot in order to be a buyer. Now, the reality is the Rangers, if they had to sell, right, if there was a fire sale, things just went totally in the tank, I think you can make a pretty solid argument that Texas most likely could reload for 2026, even with selling off a number of players. They have so many players that are on expiring contracts. I think it's not going to be the worst thing in the world if the Rangers have to sell off some guys. I would be much more crushed just from the prospect of not making the playoffs. But the reality is they can reload the farm, selling off some of these guys who are on expiring contracts. I'd much rather watch these expiring contracts contribute to wins in October. But if it has to happen because the Rangers just can't figure it out, I don't think it's gloom and doom. I think 2026 can still be a really competitive year, regardless of what happens at the trade deadline. We'll see what shakes out. Clearly, I want to see the Rangers be buyers. I don't want to watch them sell off some of these guys on expiring contracts. Tyler Mahle, John Gray, and then maybe even a guy like Adolis might be on the trade market might be on the trade block at that point. I know he only has 1 year left. So, I mean, you could get him off to another team. and the team has a little bit of control over him. We'll see. I don't want to start going into those gloom and doom scenarios yet, but I think regardless of what happens this year, 2026 can still be bright for the Rangers. 2 games behind the wild card, 3 in the division. Yeah, I think that right now everything's in play. I don't think that anybody is panicking in terms of the Rangers running out of time. Clearly, you're concerned about the offense, but I think the Rangers have a lot of time to turn it around. This is a good start. I need to see consistency. I can't get super, super over the moon. I love what I saw today. I hope the Rangers trot out this same exact lineup tomorrow. I just need to see consistency. Zach, thoughts on Berger coming back? I got to say, I just don't know where Berger fits. I know I've said this a bunch. All y'all longtime listeners of the show, you were probably with me when I said this earlier this week. I just don't know where Berger fits. In a righty lineup, who do you want to bench in this lineup? So we go through Smith, Langford, Seager, Pederson, Semien, Garcia, Carter, Heim, Young. And it has to make sense, right? Who are you benching? Marcus Semien plays second base. It's not going to work. I mean, look, there's an argument. Maybe you have Josh Smith play second, and then that frees up Berger to play first. But I don't think they're benching Marcus Semien. And I don't think that they're going to bench Adolis Garcia. That would be the other guy. Maybe you bench Doley and you have Smith, and then you have Jake Berger play first base. Josh Smith plays right field. Those are like the only scenarios that make sense to me. Everything else, I mean, maybe you bench Josh Young and you have Smith play third base and Berger play first base. So there are some scenarios, but I don't know. I'm very curious to see what they do with Jake Berger. I would like to see him in the lineup. I just wonder, just looking at it right now in front of me, where's he going to fit and who are they going to bench? You've got to bench a big name to get Berger in the lineup. You're either benching Marcus, Doley, or Josh Young. I don't think you're benching anybody else besides those 3 in this scenario. I think Berg is going to play a lot against lefties. I think he's the obvious choice for DH against lefties. Or you have Josh Smith DH and Berger plays first base, that kind of thing. We'll see. I do think Josh Young too good. Joseph, totally agree with you. I think Josh Young's too good at third. I know Berger was a third baseman, but I think Josh Young's too good over there. And again, Josh Young's a young guy. You don't want to bench Josh Young. I want Josh Young to have a long runway, play every day. He would not be the guy that I would want to bench. I know some people have been frustrated with Josh Young. I don't want to see Josh Young get benched. If anybody's going to get benched, I think it's got to be Adolis Garcia or Marcus Semien. And that is if you're trying to get Berger in the lineup. Don't really want to see Evan Carter get benched at all, even against lefties. I want Evan Carter and top prospects to actually play and develop. It's my thing. Like you're making some of these guys into platoon players. They're top prospects for a reason, man. I just don't love the Evan Carter lefty thing. You're going to hear me rail on it all season long. I hope that they start giving him some opportunities against lefties. I just don't want to turn a top prospect into a platoon player, man. I really don't. Sam, I hate to break it to you, brother, but Marcus has, I think, 4 years left on this contract. I don't think it's 2. Like Marcus has like 4 years. We did the math. Marcus is not a free agent until 2028. I don't know that anybody's taking this contract. I really don't. I don't know if anybody is taking this contract. 2028 is the first time Marcus Semien is a free agent. Next time. I just don't know who is trying to pay Marcus Semien that much money. Jared Sandler just posted Rangers are 15-11 with Corey Seager in the lineup. They're 4-10 without him. That makes sense. I mean, that's not groundbreaking rocket science right there. That makes a ton of sense. 15-11 with Siegs, 4-10 without him. Marcus Semien, I really do hope figures it out. Glove is solid, heart and hustle guy, plays nearly every day. I do think from that perspective, you definitely are going to give Marcus Semien an opportunity to right the ship. I just don't think any team is going to want Marcus Semien at this point. Not for the money that he's making. Like, are there some teams that would want his services? 100%, but only up to a certain price. Rangers would probably have to kick in some cash in order to make a trade like that work. Marcus Semien, to me, is probably going to be one of the last guys that gets benched. Dolly will get benched before Marcus Semien does. Yeah, Seager's the heart of the team. As Seager goes, the Rangers go. And I wish that the Rangers weren't so Seager dependent, but every team is going to be worse off without their best hitter. You take Aaron Judge off the Yankees, they're not going to be a great offensive team. Right? You take some of these other guys out of the lineup in some of the maybe Dodgers excluded from the conversation. Right? You take Tatis out of the Padres. You take Fernando Tatis out of that lineup. Yeah, I mean, they still got Manny Machado, Merrill, all those guys, but it's not going to be as potent of a lineup. It's just not. And so a little bit of it is, yeah, he's your best player and best player for a reason, and that's what makes him so valuable. But I would just love to see the Rangers get some insurance. I mean, it can't hurt to have another great bat plus Corey Seager in your lineup. But when Corey Seager goes out, I would love to have another guy that you can solidly depend on to produce. Every time we see Seager out of the lineup, I just feel like I get depressed. Like, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a doozy, man. Every time it feels like, I mean, I know they've won 4 games without him, but feels like we're only scoring 1 or 2 runs just about every time. Yeah, y'all remember everybody after deGrom's first 3 starts that was saying that he was washed? Like, there was a lot of chirping, a lot of chatter, a lot of yapping about Jacob deGrom after his first 3 starts of the season. He got roughed up a little bit in Seattle. He was kind of struggling with command a little bit. I told y'all at that point, just give the man a little bit of time to get his groove back. He's been out of baseball for a long time. Yes, so we know he came back at the end of 2024. He hasn't pitched a full season in a while. Just give the man a second. And now you're seeing it. Granted, he only goes 5 innings, but when you strike out 10, that's probably going to happen. Jacob deGrom was dominant tonight, and you've got to be really, really encouraged watching him pitch. I mean, probably could have gone another inning if you really needed him to, but you didn't because you had a nice lead. So I like that they pulled Jacob deGrom when they did. 10 Ks on the night. Yeah, looks real washed to me. Oh, my goodness. Jacob deGrom, Nate Eovaldi, best 1-2 punch in baseball from a starting pitching angle. There's nobody else in baseball I want in October, game 1, game 2, than Jacob deGrom, Nate Eovaldi. And that is why CY has to do everything humanly possible to get this team to the playoffs. You've got to get this team to the playoffs. It is going to be a crying shame if we do not, and if baseball fans in general do not get to see back-to-back game 1, game 2, Nate Eovaldi, Jacob deGrom. In whatever order. Maybe they'd go deGrom game 1, Evo game 2. I don't know. But it would be a shame, an absolute shame if we don't get to see those 2 guys in October. I'm with you, Sam. Like, it takes a little bit of an adjustment. deGrom is not consistently throwing 100, 101 anymore. And, look, deGrom was always a pitcher. He was never just a thrower up there. A lot of these guys that are getting brought up, they throw 103, 104. They can throw 100 plus, but they're not pitchers. They're just throwers, man. They're just throwing gas. And you know what? It works. It's hard to catch up to. But Jacob deGrom is one of those rare breeds. The dude can throw 100 plus if he needs to, but he's a pitcher. Dude knows how to pitch, knows how to paint. He's adjusting a little bit after his second Tommy John surgery, but the man is one of the best pitchers in baseball when healthy. Nobody should be debating that, period. We keep going. Garcia needs a reset at AAA. He might get one. in a second here. I don't know. I think he's another one they're probably going to hold out on for a while. But if he does not continue to hit, at some point, it's going to be tough decision time. Let's see. It's 4 years because he came in the same as Seager when it comes to Marcus. Yeah, Philip, so it's 2028. Yeah, Marcus is around till 2028. There's not a lot of teams that are going to take on his contract unless you're kicking in money. So maybe there's a team that really loves Marcus Semien. I don't think they love him right now at the contract that he currently has with Texas. All right, let me address something right quick. I put out a video today, and some people take it the wrong way. It's hard in a one-shot, 45-second video, but I've told y'all on the show, there's a lot of blame that gets thrown around over the course of the season. A lot of blame for why the Rangers have gotten off to a slower start. So you obviously had the hitting coach, Donnie Ecker, the offensive coordinator, fired. You've got a lot of blame getting thrown out to the players. And my video that I put out today, basically I said, it's interesting to me that Bruce Bochy just gets a total pass. And I'm not saying that Bochy is the reason why this team is off to the start that they are. And I respect Bruce Bochy to no end, Hall of Famer. The first time he's eligible, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Four-time champ. Bruce Bochy is one of the best coaches of all time. But I just find it interesting. 200 games. Rangers are something like 97 and 105. I just find it interesting that Boch gets zero heat, not on the hot seat at all with media, with fans. And I just think there's probably a little bit more blame to be shouldered on his part. Like, you've got guys getting DFA'd and getting fired around him. And you just really haven't seen the fan base. You haven't seen any of the media really turn on him at all. And I'm not saying that he needs to be fired. I'm not saying that he needs to lose his job if the Rangers don't achieve XYZ by the middle of the season. But I am just a little bit surprised that he just gets off totally scot-free in the eyes of many fans and media. I just can't imagine, like, for example, Aaron Boone, Alex Cora, Boston, New York media, respectively. I just can't see them missing the playoffs after 2024, after 2023, winning the World Series, and then getting off to this start and taking absolutely zero crap from anybody. It does just feel like Boch needs to be shouldering a little bit more blame. I know he's very stoic, and I know he's one of the best to ever do it. We're not questioning that here at the show. We love Bruce Bochy. I just feel like he could be owning it a little bit more. And when you have people getting fired around you and you're not taking any of the blame personally, it just feels a little weird. And maybe the media isn't asking him the right questions, and maybe I haven't watched all the interviews that I need to. But you had a man, Donnie Ecker, lose his job. I don't feel like Donnie Ecker should have lost his job. I've told y'all this. I know you might disagree with me. I don't think Donnie Ecker's the issue. I think it's mainly regressing players, aging players that are the issue with why the Rangers can't be consistent offensively. But as the head coach, you get a lot of credit when you win a World Series. How many of us were giving Boch 1,000,000 times praise for helping us get our very first World Series? I'm not saying Bruce Bochy needs to be fired or even close. But what I am saying is I would think that a head coach of a team that has underperformed its last 200-plus games would maybe start taking a little bit of heat, would maybe start getting asked some tougher questions. I don't know. Maybe y'all are totally thinking I'm off base, but I really think that Bruce Bochy should be shouldering a little bit more. We keep going. Sam says Boch is pulling his hair out. I don't know if he knows what to do with a team like this. I know that Bruce Bochy's a great coach, and I'm sure he's doing a lot, and he's staying up late, probably not getting a ton of great sleep, trying to make this team click. I don't know what Bruce Bochy is or isn't doing that's resulting in this outcome. But I mean, again, just use logic here. If you're going to give Boch all the credit in the world for helping us win a World Series in 23, shouldn't we be blaming him a little bit for the struggles in 2024 and 2025? That makes logical sense to me. But a lot of Rangers fans I know will give Bochy a pass forever and ever. Unfortunately, that's not how sports work. It's very, what have you done for me lately? I don't think there's an obvious upgrade out there outside of the organization. I think Skip Schumacher is going to be the next coach of the Texas Rangers. I'd be very surprised if he wasn't. So that's, I think, the obvious move. And with Bochy's contract expiring after this year, I wouldn't be surprised if he rode off into the sunset regardless of the outcome. I think Skip Schumacher taking over would be a very, very solid second replacement. We'll see what happens. But I appreciate y'all giving me your feedback here. We keep going. 100% agree. Bochy has been extremely underwhelming since 2024 started. I wonder if CY is having influence on the daily lineups. Look, I don't know. JK, that's a good question. I tend to think, yes, that they are probably talking with Bochy about the lineup. I think they probably are. I think hands are totally in the cookie jar, and the front office is very much pushing what they think needs to happen with the lineup. I just don't think you fire Donnie Ecker and you start DFAing players and you have zero say in how the lineup is getting formed. Like, I wonder, was Corey Seager moving to the 3-hole? Was that Boch? Or was that CY, the front office, the analytics guys saying, we got to get this guy back so he can get some more RBI opportunity? I do wonder how much Boch is doing his thing with the lineup and meddling in that. I feel like he probably is. In an interview on The Fan, CY said he meets with Bochy every day to discuss ideas. Andrew, there you have it. Appreciate the comment, Andrew. Thank you, bud. So it would seem almost illogical that CY is not giving Bruce Bochy his 2 cents on what this lineup should be. I do think Leote needed to be moved on from. I know some Rangers fans were sad about it. Leote needed to be moved on from. He did. So I don't have any problem with Leote getting DFA'd. Change of scenery probably would be good for him. I know he had a nice debut as a Mariner, had a game-tying hit, game-tying RBI. Good for him. I don't wish Leote ill will. I think a change of scenery is probably just what he needs. Do I think Boone would get an interview to be the manager if the offense clicks? That's interesting, but I would say probably no, because Skip Schumacher is just so well heralded as being a quality manager. He was manager of the year. In 23? Was it 23 that he was manager of the year? I think he's very well respected in the game, and I just think Skip Schumacher is way too obvious of a replacement. I think Boone, this is his first major league job. Yeah, I think he's definitely going to turn some heads if he can turn this offense around. Granted, they were talking about it on the show today, not on the show, during the game today, Baxick and Raymond were, and they basically confirmed what I've been saying, y'all, which is Booney has probably a very minimal impact at this point. He's getting to know guys, giving some small feedback here and there. I really wish Booney had a little bit longer of a runway. He's only really guaranteed till the end of this season, and then they're going to reevaluate. I would love to see what can Boone do with some of these young guys for a year and a half. He's going to have to do something with them over the next few months to keep his job. And look, I don't think Boone is, desperate, has to stay coaching in order to be happy in life. Dude made some money in the major leagues, and I'm sure is pretty well set up for the rest of his life. But he's a competitor. He wants to keep this job and see the Rangers do well. And I love the energy from Booney in the clubhouse, by the way. Love how he was doing some chest bumps, getting into it with some of the guys that were coming through with big hits. I did love the energy from Booney that I saw today. Yeah, I do think, Sam, you're right on Bochy. Going back to Bochy, because of what he did for us in 23, a lot of people are going to give him a pass. And maybe rightfully so, Boch should have a longer leash. I'm not necessarily saying fire him at all, by any means. My comment is I'd like to see him take a little bit more blame. I'd like to see the seat get a little warm. Doesn't need to be a hot seat. Can it get a little warm? Having a losing record over your last 200 games? I think the seat needs to be a little warm. Good win today. I hope that they reel off 10 straight and I look like a complete idiot for even bringing up the question. And y'all know I'm pretty good at eating crow when I need to. If I have a take and it ends up sucking or totally being off base, you will hear me say it 1,000%. I blew that one. I was the idiot that was questioning Bruce Bochy at the beginning of the season. I truly hope to be wrong because if I'm right, it probably means the Rangers don't make the playoffs. I definitely feel like I would like to see Bruce just take a little bit more heat off of the players, off of the coaches. I think that's the right thing to do. I have to think about a constantly changing lineup that's hard to keep consistent hitting happening. John, yeah, we were talking about this. Like, Boch, just keep the lineup where it is. You had a 10-run output tonight. Can we just have the same lineup tomorrow? It's a righty starter tomorrow. Same lineup, please. Please. All right, y'all. Kyle, I'm with you, man. I am with you. It is wild to think what this team would be like without Josh Smith. Woo! Josh Smith, 100%. Connor, counter question. Do I think Skip would keep him as hitting coach or maybe bench coach? That's a good question. Anytime you bring in a new manager, they don't always keep the same assistant coaches. I think a guy like Tony Beasley's probably hanging out. Like some of these long-term Rangers coaches that have been around forever, it wouldn't be very popular for him to just clean house. We'll see. It depends on what Skip thinks of Booney. And we really won't know because all that happens behind closed doors. But I feel Skip is going to be the next guy. And I don't know what he's going to do with all the assistants, but I think that it is a fairly safe bet that Skip is going to be the next manager. Andrew G, with you. Love that Joc's hitting. Definitely can change the offense. Carter, Kyle, I'm with you, has looked very solid so far. 111 mile an hour home run. Line drive homer. Dude hit a freaking laser. I thought when Evan Carter hit that, I'm like, okay, that's probably a solid like double, maybe going to bounce, hit the track off the wall. That thing just stayed up on a straight line out of the ballpark. John, I'm totally with you. Home run ball was good to see today. The Rangers scored a lot of runs against Boston and Seattle without hitting homers. It was good to see the home run party today, I will say. Keep going. Hat collection. Oh man, I got a ton of hats. I'll show y'all a few of them. Y'all know I got the Ranger red. What else? By the way, I wish they would bring back the red jerseys. Y'all know this. The baby blue, the Sunday baby blue. Heck yeah. I literally could take about 15 minutes showing you my hat collection. The gold, World Series gold, baby. Absolutely. What else do I got? Oh, I don't know if y'all are going to like this or not, but I like it. I got the red Peagle, red hat, black Peagle City Connect hat. I think it's in the mail. Probably going to go get it right after the show tonight. And y'all will see me wearing the red Peagle City Connect hat tomorrow. Love it. Love it, man. I'm adding to the hat collection every month, it seems. Also got this one. Love this one. Love the hats that have the state of Texas on them. There's a blue one that has the old school Rangers lettering with the state of Texas on it. I saw it on Fanatics. I love any of the Rangers hats that have the state of Texas on them. It's awesome. Keep going. Kyle, you got a crazy bobblehead collection going? Well, I got Josh Young here. I've been lazy and I haven't taken my Peagle one out of the box yet. I got to bust out the Peagle bobblehead from a month ago whenever they gave that one away. Love bobblehead, love hat collections, love baseball cards, have since I was a little kid. It's awesome, man. It's awesome. Berger will get plenty of at-bats against righties because Bochy likes sitting starters. Brad, I hope you're wrong, but I definitely am not going to say that you're totally off base, my friend. Like, Berger probably is going to play a lot still. Bochy does love sitting starters. I wish that he would tone it down just a little bit. I think Berger is definitely in against lefties. 100% he is. Righties, I think they probably will end up finding a place for him, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm not sure I would be taking out really anybody from this starting 9 that played today. Smith, Langford, Seager, Pederson, Simeon, Doley, Carter, Heim, Young. Berger clearly been a little out of sight, out of mind down in AAA. And then when he comes back, I got to admit, with me, there's kind of the vibe of, okay, like he's going to come in and do better than Doley and Simi. And I hope that my vibe is correct on that, but I just don't know, y'all. I don't know. I think that Garcia, Simi, Josh Young would maybe be the only options. I don't want to see Young get benched. I want to see Young playing every day. I could live with Adolis getting benched for Berger. I don't think they're going to bench Marcus Semien for Jake Berger unless it's like a random one-off day. So really the only guy I feel like you can bench is Adolis Garcia. It's like the only guy that makes sense to bench in a right-handed lineup. But Brad, you're right. Like, they bench starters all the time. Hate it. I wish they would play the same dang lineup back-to-back days, especially after you scored 10 runs. Like, the last thing I'm thinking about is a coach. And I think those of y'all that have hung out with me for a while, been longtime listeners of the show, I've coached baseball at various levels. And I'm not saying this so y'all think more highly of me, but been around the game for a long time. Played in college, real small school. I've coached high school baseball. I've coached lower levels. I've coached a little bit of everything. I coach football as well. Love it. Beyond doing this, probably the thing that I love doing most in life is coaching. And, you know, you just never would think hey, if we just had a 10-run output, let me go ahead and mix it up the next day. Let me go ahead and mix it up. If my team scores 10 runs, what I'm doing is I'm probably trotting out the same dang lineup. Like, maybe go ahead and just reuse one of the carbon copies and just give it to the ump. Like, I'm not even thinking about it. I'm not even thinking about a change, man. I don't know. I really hope that we have exactly the same lineup tomorrow. I've said that enough times. I'm hoping that one of those times allowed it to get spoken into existence. We'll see what happens. John, I'm with you. Wyatt, a little bit off, but I liked seeing the walks today, but still not quite connecting with pitches. Somebody made the comment, the off day that he had a week and a half ago or so just hasn't been the same after that. I think they said he's like something in like a 3 for 25 slump, maybe now 3 for 26 or 27 slump. It's not going great for Wyatt. Still hitting 264 with an 825 OPS despite the slump, so hard to complain, but anyways. Rockies are getting destroyed 15-0. Rangers should sweep the Rockies. Like, it's going to be embarrassing if the Rangers don't sweep the Rockies. I'll take 2 out of 3. We better not lose that series with the Rockies. There, I feel like, is some pressure. If we lose the series against the Rockies, there needs to be some loud noise from Rangers fans. And I'm sorry, I'm just never going to be one of those fans, you know, like the video I put out today about Boch. Some people clap back and they're like, come on, this isn't like New York or Boston. Like, we're the Rangers. We're DFW market. Like, dude, like, just be happy with the championship in 23. What? Dude, if you're a diehard, I'm sorry. Like, I don't care if we're not New York or Boston. I want to win every dang game. I want to be in the playoffs every year. Like, I'm never going to be good with, well, we got it in 23, so, whatever. We're not going to complain. No, you have one of the highest paid teams in baseball on the field right now. The Rangers have one of the most expensive payrolls in baseball. Like, I'm sorry. No, I'm not just going to give this team a pass because they won in 23. And if you're a diehard, I don't think you should either. If you really don't care, you're just a casual, I get it. But no, we've got some really good players that are getting paid a lot of money. We might as well win some games. Please. Yeah, I got to agree with you, JK. And I don't like to accuse people of that, but it's like, it's bandwagon, man. Don't excuse this team. We're not Boston. We're not New York. That's part of the problem. We're never going to be up there with them anyways, ever, if we have that mentality. I'm just not ever going to go there. I'm sorry. I'm never going to go there. Look, Connor, I'm with you. Y'all have seen me. I get on these lives and like my wife knows, like after a loss, you got to give me a second. you gotta give me a little bit of time because I am not going to be a happy person. And when we're losing, it is hard, especially if it's a late night game. Like out here are the games on the West Coast when we were dropping them in Sacramento. Like I can't go to bed till probably after midnight. The game ends at like 10:30. It's like I'm up late, bummed, hating that we just lost against the A's. Thank you. I'm glad that there's some real ones out there in the chat. Some of my people that have been hanging with me for a while now. I'm glad that I'm not the only one. It just peeves me to no end when people clap back at me with, bro, chill out. We won in 23. We're not New York. This isn't Boston. Chill out, bro. I'm like, dude, are you even a real fan? You clearly don't care that much. Anyways, y'all, sermon over, rant over. I'm going to get off the soapbox. We're going to go enjoy the rest of the Saturday night here in a second. Let's preview tomorrow's game real quick, and then I got to get out of here. We've been going almost an hour and a half. Let's go ahead and let's check out tomorrow's game right quick. Evo pitching tomorrow, and you got to feel great with him on the bump. He has been spectacular. Evo stats, by the way, 3-2 with a 2.03 ERA. You got a 2.03 ERA, and you got 2 losses to your name. What does that tell you? Baez, 1 for 5 against Evo. Javi Baez, 1 for 5. Riley Green, 2 for 6. Ibanez, former Ranger, 1 for 3. Keith, 0 for 2. Malloy, 0 for 2. McKinstry, 1 for 3. Torkelson, 0 for 3. Torres, 44 ABs. Torres has 44 ABs against Evo. That's crazy. That's like the most number. That's like the highest number I've ever seen when I'm doing these previews. 44 at bats against Nate Eovaldi has Torres, the second baseman for Detroit. 227 average. Not even going to try and do the math on that. Olsen has, looks like a few hitters that he's faced in the Rangers lineup. Carter 0 for 3 against Olsen. Duran 1 for 4. Doley 0 for 4. Heim 1 for 3. Josh Young 1 for 1. Simeon 2 for 4. Might be a good day for Simeon tomorrow. Josh Smith 2 for 4. There we go. That's it. I feel good anytime Evo's on the bump. Leave the lineup alone. Let this lineup cook for the second day in a row. Let's get a series dub. Am I right? Am I right? Come on now. Let's see. Oh, Yankees, Red Sox. That makes sense. Evo obviously played for the Yankees, played for the Red Sox. That makes a ton of sense now. Appreciate you, Kyle. Thank you so much, man. All your comments tonight, man. Grateful for you. Thank you. And all y'all that have commented during the show, you keep it fresh. You keep this thing moving. I can yak and yap on and on. You guys know this if you've been hanging out with me long enough. But I like when you guys mix it up. I like what you add. So appreciate you. Grateful for you. If you're watching right now and you haven't hit that follow button, you haven't subscribed to the channel, please, I'd be grateful if you would. Send this live. Share it with somebody. Or after the show is over, go to my channel. Send somebody one of my shorts, one of my reels. Doesn't matter which one it is. Let's keep growing this good group of people we got. Talking ball, talking Rangers baseball. I would be Very, very humbled if y'all would help me out in that way. So enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Rangers get a win tonight, 10-3. And what the heck happened in the AL West other than us winning today? We got, let's see, Angels, top of the first, 0-0. We got Astros getting crushed by the Reds, 13-8. Yes, let's go. Astros lose. Rangers win. It's always a good day. It's always an amazing day when that happens, and it looks like it's going to happen tonight. We've got the Mariners warming up right now. Blue Jays, that game hasn't quite started yet. And beyond that, the A's beat the Yankees today in Sacramento 11-7. A's are 21-19. Couple games ahead of the Rangers. That's the AL West roundup. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the follows, the likes, all of it. And we'll be back tomorrow to close out the series. If I don't see y'all, have a great Sunday. Happy Mother's Day. All the moms out there that may be watching, enjoy time with family tomorrow. Special, special day. Hopefully the Rangers can make it even more special with their first series win in a while. My goodness. Love y'all. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.